a narrative of the fragmentary Book of Giants found in the Dead Sea Scrolls. Narrated by Matthew Schmitz. The fallen angels knew the secrets of all things. At this time, sin was great on the earth. The wicked angels killed many people and begot giants with mortal women. The wicked angels consumed everything that the earth produced: the great fish, the birds in the sky, all the fruit of the earth, all kinds of grain, the fruit of the trees, even beasts and reptiles they committed sin against. All the creeping things of the earth they observed and abused. They performed every harsh deed with harsh utterance upon male and female creations, and upon humanity itself. The 200 angels seized 200 donkeys, 200 asses, 200 sheep and rams of the flock, 200 goats, 200 beasts of the field from every animal and from every bird, for experimenting in breeding with humans and all types of miscegenation. From these deeds, monsters were created and flourished across the earth. The monsters sought out flesh which would be destroyed or perverted. Monsters and giants would arise who were lacking in true knowledge because they were abominations. In the meantime, the earth grew ever more corrupt and the giants more mighty. They considered trying to persuade other angels to come upon the earth, otherwise their tyranny might ultimately perish and die. All the time, they were causing great corruption in the earth. If this goal did not suffice to perpetuate them, they thought they would be finally destroyed. The fallen ones defiled all creation and begot giants and monstrous creatures and corrupted all the earth, which was defiled by bloodshedding at the hands of the giants. But this did not suffice them, and they were seeking constantly to devour and destroy many more. The monsters attacked all creation. The giant named Mawe then had a dire vision. In his dream, a great tablet upon which was inscribed several names was immersed in water. When the tablet emerged from the water, only 3 names remained of the generation of Adam. Mawe reported his dream to the other giants, wherein he described that men drenched the tablet in water so that it was covered. It was then lifted out, and all the inscriptions but 3 had vanished. The dream was then discussed among them.
"This vision is cause for cursing and sorrow,"
said the group.
"I,"
said Mawe,
"am the one who will be blamed most of the whole group, of those cast down out of heaven. And I shall have to go to hear the spirits of the slain complaining about their killers, and crying out that we shall all die together, and be made an end of. When I am sleeping and dreaming, bread and shelter will be denied me."
So, troubled with this vision, the monsters entered into the gathering of the giants. Then Oya spoke, without trembling, to Mawe.
"Who showed you all this vision, my brother?" "Barakel, my father, was with me as corroborator, and it seemed he experienced the same vision."
But before Mawe had finished telling what he had seen in his dream, Oya said to him,
"Now I have heard wonders. If a barren woman gives birth, that would be an equal wonder."
Thereupon Oya said to Haya.
"Are we to be destroyed upon this earth?"
When they had finished discussing the dreams, both Oya and Haya wept greatly before the assembled giants and monsters.
"Use your strength,"
the group counseled. Then Oya said to Haya,
"This doom is not for us, but for wicked Azazel, for he showed the most corruption to humanity. They surely will not let all their beloved creations be neglected. We are not to be cast down. You, all of you, have strength and can resist."
The giants, after a moment of contemplating this, however, realized that fighting heaven is futile. The giant who is named Gilgamesh stepped forward to speak.
"I am a giant, and by my mighty strength in my arm, I can vanquish anyone who is mortal. I have made war with the mortals in the past, but I am not now able to stand against my opponents who reside in heaven and dwell in holy places. And not only this, but they are in fact stronger than I am. The day of the ravening wild beasts has come, as has that of the wild man, as I am known."
Then Oya said to him,
"I have been forced to have a dream. The sleep of my eyes vanquished so that I could see a vision. Now I know that on the field of battle we cannot win. Gilgamesh, take heed of these words."
Oya then began to describe his vision.
"I saw a tree uprooted except for 3 of his roots. While I was, as it were, watching, some beings moved all the roots into this garden, but not the 3. This dream,
continued Oya,
concerns the death of our souls and those of Gilgamesh and all his companions. However, Gilgamesh said to me that all the forebodings concerned only the rulers of the earth, the temporal, powerful ones, whom the leader of the good angels has cursed.
The giants were glad at his words. Then Oya turned and left the assembly. After this, 2 other giants had visions. They were unable to sleep, and they came to their comrades and told their dreams to the assembly of monsters. They reported that, in their dream, they seemed to be observing a garden, where those who tended the garden were watering 200 trees, and large shoots came out of their roots. Suddenly, the garden erupted with blazing fire, so that the garden was destroyed and all the water evaporated. After this, they went to the other giants to tell them of their dreams. Decidedly, the giants said,
"Let us seek out Enoch, the noted scribe, and he will interpret for us the dream."
Thereupon, Oya declared to the giants,
"I too this night had another dream, and behold, the ruler of heaven came down to earth and made an end of us. Such is the ending of my dream."
Upon hearing this, all the monsters and giants grew afraid and called Maui the Titan. He came to meet the giants who pleaded with him and sent him to Enoch the scribe. The giants said to him,
"Go to Enoch, so that he may speak to you, and then return to let us know you have heard his voice."
Oya spoke to Maui and said to him,
"Enoch will listen and interpret the dreams, and tell us how long we giants have to live and rule on earth."
Maui then mounted up in the air as if upon strong winds, using his hands like eagle's wings. He left behind the inhabited world and passed over the great desert of desolation. Enoch saw him and hailed him. Maui told Enoch of his mission and said to him that he would speak with him. Flying here and there, Enoch came a second time to Maui, after he, Enoch, had warned Maui about flying too near the sun. Maui spoke to Enoch and said that the giants and all the monsters of the earth await his words.
"If the fall of the giants and wicked angels has been carried out by divine providence from their days of heavenly glory, can you at least assure us that the number of our days spent doing harm will be added to our lives? You wish to know the meaning of the 200 trees that came down from heaven."
The scribe, Enoch, gave Maui a copy of another tablet that bore his, Enoch's, own handwriting. The writing on the tablet said, "In the name of the great and holy God, this message is sent to Semyaza and all his companions. Let it be known to you, the giants and monsters, that you will not escape judgment for all the things that you have done, and that your wives, their sons, and the wives of their sons will not escape, and that by your licentiousness on the earth there has been visited upon you a heavenly judgment. The land is crying out and complaining about you and the deeds of your children and about the harm you have done to it. Until the heavenly angel Raphael arrives, behold, destruction is coming by a great flood, which will destroy all living things, whatever is in the deserts and the seas. The meaning of the dreams is by way of a judgment for all your evil. But if you now loosen the bonds binding you to evil and pray for forgiveness, you may yet be saved." Here, Enoch recounts his own vision as described in the Book of Enoch. This is where the Dead Sea Scrolls version of the Book of Giants abruptly ends.